There's a rumor that it made some noise, and I was trying to find the origin of it because everyone, all these content creators, talk about this rumor that was that the Chiefs are interested in Jack Conklin from the Browns. It started off as a Bleacher Report, a move that should be made. We did that a couple weeks ago. A move that should be made. Start off as that from one of the Bleacher Reports, like head writers, and then from there it spun off because the Browns are are shopping Jack Conklin. So that's where it came from, and obviously because we are a left tackle needy team, that we'd be interested in a right tackle, which makes no sense. So the rumor is that the Chiefs and Browns have been talking potentially about getting right tackle veteran who's going to be turning 30 this year, Jack Conklin, over from the Browns. Now, JD, you and I are in agreement. Juwan Taylor, towards the end of the second half of last season, once he kind of got everything corrected and everything from his full starts, he was a solid right tackle for us. People could argue about his price tag and be mad about it all they want to, but he was a solid right tackle for us last year. It's the left tackle where there's question marks. And I'm not saying Wanye isn't good or the new Kingsley isn't good. There's just question marks there. These are two really raw guys. One who's a right tackle who became a left tackle last year, started a few games for us, and this other guy's a rookie. We don't know what's going to happen with those two. But
Yeah.
this, to me, this rumor stinks for multiple reasons. One, I don't know how legit it is. Two, we're bringing in a right tackle to play left tackle for us. I just don't. I mean, adding another right tackle to the mix doesn't really sit right with me, and I don't think it really accomplishes much. What do you think about this rumor?
Uh, I don't know. It's the first time I've heard about this. Uh, this is almost like we were having a conversation about Juwan Taylor coming in as a right, going to go play left. I don't know as far as Conklin, his history. I don't know if he has any snaps at left tackle. I'm sure he probably does. I don't know how many it's been. I have no idea. Um, but my guy is up there with the left tackle with the Browns, Jedrick. But I don't know. Shoot, like you said, is this? So Juwan Taylor did a good job for us last year. Like you said, he was solid. Take away from the penalties and the holding, I think he did a solid job. We know he's very athletic. Still needs to learn how to get his head inside the frame, but he's a solid guy. I think maybe because of all those things, the controversy with him last year, people were kind of down on him. And there was times that he gave us some pressures. Pro Football Focus didn't have him. I don't think he was in the top 50 tackles in the NFL. So neither him or Donovan was. But I think he's a solid right tackle. Bringing Conklin in, or maybe this conversation, I don't even know who's putting this out, right? Somebody's hearing it from somewhere in Conklin. We don't know. Like you said, is he coming over to play left tackle? We know Wanye, like you said, and Kingsley, and those guys are young guys. Nobody put pads on. Conklin can do. If he's healthy, shoot, they could be looking at the right price because it's all about keeping Patrick Mahomes. So there's a lot of ways you can look at this. There's a lot of ways. Somebody could say, well, look, let's bring Conklin in. And I guess he's getting, I think, somewhere around, what is it, $15 million a year is where his money is. If somebody's saying, well, now we bring Conklin in, let him come and be left tackle. Well, then they think about what they're going to reassign Juwan Taylor for. You might want to get rid of him. I'm just talking. This is how things get started. You don't never know, and move Conklin over to the right. Conklin's 30 years old. They said. You say he's 30.
Right, 30 in August.
Yeah. So I don't know. Shoot, there's a lot to that, man. There's a lot to that. Said Conklin started in 38 of his 39 career games, 35 at left tackle, 3 at right tackle at MSU. Okay.
But in the NFL, he's been all right. I looked it up.
Well, the good thing about that, though, is if he has a history of playing left tackle, then it's not foreign to him. A guy like that, he can definitely come and play left tackle.
Even if it's been like 8 years since he got drafted? I mean,
yeah, it's muscle memory. It's different if you never played a position before. If you never played, but this is significant time here. This is 38 of 39 careers. So we're talking about, what is that? 2 years, 3 years, possibly, of him playing left tackle. That's significant. So it's almost like riding a bike. It might take him a little time, but he could get it. He could get it back. Your body shifts, but it's muscle memory. If you've done it before, then it's easier to make that transition, right? So that's why, to me, that's not too big of a stretch. Thank you, Randy, for saying that. I appreciate that, because then that changes things. It really changes things for me. Like I said, if you're not really pushing guys, if you only play right tackle and you don't really have any at left, then it's an experiment. You're experimenting at this point. I mean, it really is. And so you're behind the 8 ball. You got to learn. But Conklin, who has played 38 of his 39 career games at left tackle, 35 at left tackle, shoot, hey man, he knows.
So pretty much with that, what you're saying is, even if that was in 2013, 2016 in college at MSU, he was a left tackle. But it's been 8 years since then. You're still saying it's pretty much, you just need to get him back in the habit of doing it again, and it'll come back to him. Is that essentially what you're saying?
It'll come back to him. It's muscle memory. It's been a while. It'll taken some time, but you had to think during that time. So he probably came from high school, came to college as a left tackle. So you had to think all of offseason, all those off seasons, all during that time, he was left tackle. So who's to say that Cleveland might have said, well, shoot, let's move him over here to left tackle a little bit. We still want you to keep that, keep your skill set up on it sometimes, every once in a while. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think some coaches might say, hey, man, go left tackle real quick, Conklin. I'm sure he went over there just to go see. In a case of emergency, God who could do those things, right? But it would take him some time, but he does have a history there with that. So yeah, he has a history. So that gives him a little bit of advantage for somebody who's never played that position before. Yeah. Appreciate it, Adam Brown. He said, so JD, if you were 27, 28 and on today's Chief roster, where would you get more snaps? Passing plays, RPOs, or run plays? Oh, I mean, run plays, and no doubt about it. Because you still got your receiving guy in Travis Kelce, so I would be the guy that could still do it all. I could still be able to do the RPOs. Of course, I'll be in the RPOs, run plays for sure. Not saying I couldn't be in the passing plays, but from what we do offensively now with the Chiefs, like I said, they're looking for the speedier, kind of getting the zone and area guys to do the work. Now, I'll say this: Travis comes out and you need 5 yards or something, you better run behind JD. You don't have to worry about that. It wouldn't be no question who's blocking as a tight end for the Chiefs. Then you don't have to worry about that. Defensive end, fold it up. Hey, linebackers, mush into a ball. We need to get to the capture the outside. Guaranteed. You got it. Go run. Look for 8-9. Come run behind me. Yes, sir. I'll run behind JD. No doubt about it, Andre Brown. Run behind JD. Because I promise you, I'm going to score with my guy. You don't have to worry. This dude, I got him. I got this joker folded up. Believe that. You don't have to worry about no thing. So, shoot. But yeah, man. I shoot. Andre Brown, I catch a couple of balls like Noah could. Shoot. So 27, 28.
What about putting you do the Belldozer QB sneak? Could you do that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You can take a snap?
Oh, man. Should I play quarterback in high school? Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, JD that you see today wasn't always the big JD back then, man. I came in as athlete when I went to EKU. I was about 210, 215. I played linebacker, so I played a middle linebacker. I came in and played defense for our first couple of years. outside linebacker, defensive end, and then they moved him over to tight end. And so that's why my tight end career started at Eastern, my
Interesting.
third year.
I always thought you were a tight end even in high school. I didn't realize you were.
Never
Everyone
played
knows
tight end
that
in high school.
everyone knows the best athletes are always the quarterbacks in high school.
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
I used to block for that guy, the one saying word on here. I used to block for him all the time. So he knows what it is.
So with the Conklin thing, you bring up that the whole or you were bringing up that he played left tackle mostly through his college career is great, and that kind of alleviates a little bit of the concerns I would have. But this is where my actual concerns come from. So Conklin in 2021 went on IR like midway through the season with an elbow injury. Last year he goes on IR with what do you call it? Torn ACL and MCL. So he's coming off a torn ACL and MCL this past year. And the guy who they're replacing him, who did a decent job for last year, is a guy you and I wanted, was DeJuan Jones, the big right tackle from Ohio State, who's going to be probably the right tackle of the future. And they got him in round 4 in last year's draft, which you and I were very upset about that. I remember you and I were texting about that. But that's their guy they're going to go for with their right tackle going forward if they do end up trading Jack Conklin. And of course, coming off an ACL and MCL injury, I don't know if he's going to be ready for the season. So that's also another thing where it's like, 30-year-old coming off an ACL, MCL. That's the injury concerns, and obviously coming off that injury from last year. That's where I'm like, I take a huge pass on trading for him. That's where I would come from.
Yeah, hey man, look, I don't know anything about Jack Conklin. I have no idea. I just don't watch the Cleveland Browns like that. So shoot, that's like it could have been healthy for all I know. You know what I mean? But this right here also too goes on. I mean, yeah, that's concern. The thing is, do you restructure a guy like that? If you're trying to, push a guy off like this, do you restructure to get him here for a decent price, a Brett Veach price? Let me put it that way. Brett Veach gonna be like, hey, you come here, you'll win a championship, but we're gonna hit that pocket a little bit. So what you want to do? You've been hurt. And so this is kind of like think about it. It's almost like a Donovan Smith, if you will, kind of similarities, right? So, I mean, when Donovan got hurt down in Tampa, he was supposed to be one of the best tackles that they've seen with his potential, and injuries derailed him from this. Conklin, we know, has been a very capable tackle in the past. I know he was one of the best in the past. I do know that, but these past 3 seasons, I haven't really been checking him out. I've been watching my guy, So if the price is right, I don't know, man. It's still rumors. So I hate dealing with rumors because it's rumors, right?
Rumor, yeah. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.